What's going on, folks? What's going on? What's going on? Hopefully you are hearing me and seeing me. I haven't done B Live in a minute, but I just want to get at you for a second. Hopefully the holidays were good to you. Christmas, New Year's. We're 5 days in. So that gives us or leaves us with 360 more days to make it happen. Whatever that is for you. And I'm kind of curious, what is that for you? If you don't know, I surely don't. And that's the key. We always have to know what's the next best thing for us. So I won't be before you long because I just want to share some of the news with what's going on, share a brief message that I hope you can benefit from. And then I'm out of here because there's more work to be done, right? Always more work to be done. But holidays are really a very sensitive time. A lot of times you may find that people get very depressed or sad during the holidays, whether it's because of finance, whether it's because of a loss of a loved one, someone they miss, someone that maybe was even close to them. And I get that because I've experienced that as well. In fact, I did a video the other day about not getting discouraged. I was doing a speaking engagement and I posted the video about the fact that there was this empty room. And sometimes that's how we feel inside. We feel empty because there's no one there. The phones are not ringing. We're not generating the money we want. Our product is not selling. And that's real. And I can tell you from my own experience, I've experienced that numerous times. And sometimes it may have been the economy, but I think also sometimes, to be quite frank with you, it was me. And what I mean by that was I was encountering or anticipating a down period. I wasn't taking the bull by the horns, as people say, you take the bull by the horns, right? In other words, you take control of your circumstances. You take control of your life. And that's true. A lot of times we simply just don't do it. And the times that I was feeling down, honestly, I think I could have done more for myself than what I did at the time. Like I said, if you're an entrepreneur, even if look, every business basically is based off of being an entrepreneur. Even the corporate conglomerates, they started smaller and then they blossomed and blew up, right? So the point is, don't think that sometimes supervisors and managers don't feel the same low when they don't get the expectations that, their bosses want from them, whether it's a certain percentage of sales, growth, or whatever it may be for that industry. But I have gone through many times when I was feeling sad, I was feeling down, didn't want to tell anybody because you figure, well, you know what, you've been doing this a long time. You don't want to sound like you don't know what you're doing, or you don't want to sound like you're inexperienced or not a professional. It happens to everybody. So you have to get off your pity pot. Let's call a thing, right? You're going to be bothered by certain things that happen, but what are you going to do about it? That's the key. When I was talking about my book, Aligned by Design, I talk about critical in-depth analysis. And the point of it all is you have to be willing to do something about your circumstances, especially if you're a grown-up. If you're an adult, a seasoned adult, you can't always expect someone to come to your rescue. Now, you may get some words of encouragement, but the bottom line is you're going to have to dig yourself out of the situation. You're going to have to do something. You're going to have to pray. You're going to have to take some action. And that's the long and short of it. If you don't take action, your circumstances are not likely to change. I'm kind of feeling really good too. This morning, I was listening to one of my students, and they create a product, because in my coaching program, I show my students step by step how to create their own products, how to do the same things that I'm doing so that they can do them for yourself. Now, here's the thing. When you learn the process, you can never lose it, or you should never lose it. That's if you're really learning it. If you're doing your due diligence. I was listening to Bishop Sabatino. He did his first audio program, and he's got his book ready. So I really feel good for him. I'm excited for him that he's got a book, brand new book, a new audio program. So it's a book set, and now he can market his experience. And man, what a great product. But a lot of my students are doing that. Reverend Allison, she's written 31 books. I had nothing to do with that, but she's doing her own programs and her own conferences. She's on radio. She's doing interviews. I mean, look, it just is what it is. Even Minister Mangum, he's got his own radio show coming up. I believe it's this month. So there's a lot going on. And if it's going on for them, and it's been going on for me, it can be going on for you as well. I'm really excited about the fact that this month, I believe it's the 17th, we will be launching a social media talk show called Change the Brain. Conversations without limitations. You may have seen some of the promo, but it's just a lot, and I'm excited about it. So, you know, I've been keeping the momentum because I don't want that period of, you know, no traction. I don't want the period where, you know, we're not generating revenue. I don't want that period of, you know, feeling sad because nothing is happening in my business and nothing is happening in my life. So I encourage you, do what you've got to do to make it happen. Now, even though I didn't come to talk to you about those things in particular, I wanted to talk to you about the 6 tips to the peak you, or the peak performance that you have lying within you. Okay, so, you know, we all want something, whatever it is. Some of us want the same things. Some of us want different things. What is that humming? I can't stand that buzzing. Maybe it's a notification. But we all want something, right? And the key is there's only one way to get it. And mainly that's you. You are the engine behind everything. And if you don't do what you've got to do, you won't get the results you want. Now, yeah, there are outside factors that make a difference in how successful, how much you sell, how much you don't sell, how visible, how invisible. But that's when you've got to say to yourself, I want this. I'm going to make this happen, and literally do it. You know, you can't always wait on someone else to do it for you. So if you're watching this in real time, or even if you're watching the replay, you realize that you saw something that you were interested in and it made sense to you, so you checked it out. Same thing in your business. You know you wanted to do something. Everyone may not have been on board with you, but you did it anyway. I can't tell you how many times people told me, oh, you're not going to write a book. Or, yeah, you're going to write a book, sure. Or you're not going to move. Well, I did everything that I said I was going to do because it was important to me. I don't live vicariously through other people. Yes, I respect other people and I love what they do, especially if it's in the same industry as mine. But it's up to me to make a name for myself. It's up to me to have those experiences. I want to have them. You can't enjoy them for me. So again, let's get started. I want to talk about the 6 tips to the peak you. Number 1, you got to sow seed. And write this down if you don't have a pen, or I should say, get a pen so you can write this down. You got to sow seed. And that means you have to let people know who you are and what you're about. You know, what are you doing? Even if you haven't started, what your aspirations are. You got to get get the gears going, you know, get that momentum going. You know, say you're going to be something or do something, let people know. Put it out into the universe. Meet the right people. Go to the places where that thing you want to do, where it happens at, so that you can meet the right people. And number 2, write this down as well. So you want to water it. You got to water the seed that you're sowing. So what does watering mean? That means you want to practice the things that you're talking about. So if you were saying, for example, you wanted to be a speaker, then you want to speak. You simply want to speak. You want to work on your presentation. You know, and of course, there's more to it than just saying the words, but the point is, say what you're going to do and then do it. Okay, number 1, say what you're going to do. Sow the seed. Number 2, water it. Actually do it. Practice it. Work on your presentation. Go to where speakers are so that you can find out how to become a speaker. Same thing if you wanted to be an author. You know, go to where their book signings. Go to libraries, go to where authors meet, do your research. You can't always expect it to come to you. So number 3, you have to be steadfast. And that means you cannot be distracted. No distractions. If you get distracted, it makes it so much more difficult for you to achieve your goal or even be aligned, to be set up to get close to it, to hit it, or to move forward in it in any shape, form, or fashion. So you want to do the things you have to do. Number 4, you got to press on towards the mark. That means you just got to keep doing it. You have to keep doing it. And the point of it is you have to do it even when you don't feel like doing it. And that's one of the most difficult things for anyone. Think about the bodybuilders, right? When they're in the gym, they don't always want to either get up early or they don't always want to go to the gym. But in order to get the results, they do what they have to do. Same thing with weight loss. You don't want to abstain from eating certain foods. But if you want the end goal of losing X amount of pounds, then you have to abstain from eating certain foods. So that means obviously you don't want to buy those things when you go grocery shopping. So there's an effort that's needed by you. Number 5, you got to lay aside every weight that's holding you back. And how I interpret that means, in layman's term, sometimes you have to leave some things behind. And sometimes you have to leave some people behind. Everybody isn't meant to go on the journey with you. That's just the reality. Everyone will not be a part of who you are or who you will become. And then there's certain things you have to leave alone. You may not have the freedom or the liberty to just go to the movies all the time, watch TV, Netflix, go to the bar, go to the happy hour, go to the buffet. Now, I'm not saying you can't eat and drink, but what I'm saying is if it's a regular social activity, you may have to curb or cut out certain activities so that you can get what you want. And, honestly, I'm not saying anything that's new. All these things you probably know, but you prefer to have, like most of us, you want to have your cake and eat it too. But you cannot have your cake and eat it if your goal is on the other side and you're not willing to walk through what it takes to get to the other side. So that's really critical. Number 6, you cannot give up. That means simply you have to have faith and belief in what you do. And that also is very, very difficult. And why it's difficult? Because if you see a bunch of jokers having fun right outside your door, right outside your window, you want to see, hey, what are they doing, right? You want to see what's going on. You may want in on the fun or the good times. But the truth of the matter is, you can't always do both. You can't always have fun and do the research. You can't always have fun and negotiate a deal. You can't always have fun and learn. So I told you it wouldn't take long, but I'm going to give you a recap on, what we're talking about today. 6 tips to your peak you. So the point is, number 1, we talked about sowing seed. You got to let people know what you're doing. You got to claim it. Put your stake in the ground. What is it that you stand for? What is it that you're about? What is it that you're doing? Number 2, you want to water that seed. So that means you want to practice it. You want to be really all about what that thing is. You want to start to create your presentation. If you're a speaker, if you're a carpenter, you want to find out, is there an apprenticeship somewhere? Is there any way that you can, observe? We got YouTube University. You can learn a lot of things on YouTube, but you know what? You can't learn behind a computer screen. You're going to have to get out and actually do it in real time. Number 3, we said, be steadfast. So that meant no distractions. You cannot afford to have distractions if you have a goal. That's just the way it is. Number 4, is it 1, 2, 3? Number 5, right. You have to keep with it. Pressing towards the mark. You got to just keep going, even when you don't feel like going. Why? Well, that's the only way you're going to hit your mark. That's the only way that you're going to be able and capable of celebrating your end result. It's not rocket science. It just is what it is. Let's see. Number 6, do not give up. So you have to have faith and belief in yourself and belief in the thing that you're going for, that it's for you. So that's why you have to be steadfast. That's why you have to, go the distance. That's why you have to, lose the distractions. That's why you have to really look at, what is it that I do that will not allow me to hit my goal, and what is it that I do that supports me hitting my goal. Again, that's that critical in-depth analysis. If you can be critical of yourself, you really don't need anyone else to assess you. Now, the truth of the matter is, we all need someone to give us a little hint or tip here and there. We all need someone to say, hey man, you're not doing it right. Especially for those of us that are really hard-headed. Those of us that don't want anyone to tell us anything. You gotta be able to do it. You really do. You just have to be willing to receive the constructive criticism, search yourself and ask yourself, is that true? And then stay the course. There's no other two ways of looking at it. Again, this is the beginning of a new year, and you can either keep making the same promises over and over, or you can take a new direction, a new approach, a new strategy, if you will. And that's why I talk about some of the things that we're doing. The Wordsmith Speakers Alliance, we're putting together this new social media talk show called Change the Brain. Will be coming out later this month. We will be promoting it. I'm working with the Green family, James and Cynthia Green. I'm working with the Manghams, Dr. D and Michelle, Bishop Sabatino and his First Lady Gloria. I mean, there's going to be an assortment of presenters, speakers, authors, and coaches. And we encourage you to watch it, and we encourage you to share your feedback. That's the third week, I believe the 17th. It's a Thursday. It will be debuting right here on Facebook. In addition to that, we've got the on the 19th, Tell Your Story, Live Your Story, Be Your Story boot camp. It's a workshop boot camp, 1 full day. We go deep. It's a deep dive. We talk to you about how do you become a better presenter. We talk to you about how do you write your book? What do you need? What kind of tools do you need? And I'm telling you, if you've ever wanted to write a book, all your friends are writing books, all your colleagues are writing books, then you want to know what it takes to write a book without being raked over the coals. Now, I'm not saying that these companies that say they'll help you write your book are wrong. No, what I'm saying is sometimes you don't need to spend as much money as they say. That's just the long and short of it. When you learn how to do it, it makes it a lot easier for you to get your book and get your book out to the marketplace and still have some money in your pocket. It's about making money and spending money wisely. Again, it's called Tell Your Story, Live Your Story, Be Your Story. We're all excited about it because, well, I've been doing this for a while. I've written 6 books. I've written in 4 different genres. Spoken word, I've written a memoir, I've written a couple of how-to books with another one in the wings, and a resource book. And I've gone through a lot of things personally and professionally, and I'm excited about the fact that, my shortcomings actually turned into my strengths. And that's a good reason for you to write your own story. You'll find that many people who have had kind of like tragic stories or even success stories, happy stories, they want to tell the world about it because it doesn't matter what end of the spectrum it's from. If it's something that people will like to read, that's fun, that's interesting, or that teaches them how to get over, how to come up, man, share it with someone else. Don't just keep it to yourself. Go to the website, get registered, come on out, spend the full day. Lunch is on us, and we will get you what you need. I'm telling you, you will benefit big time. And this is one of the reasons why many of my students are doing well. In fact, a lot of my students, they came to the Tell Your Story, Live Your Story, Be Your Story boot camp. They started coaching with me. They joined the coaching practice, and then they learned how to present, create their own products. And now they're doing some of the same things that I've been doing for almost 20 years now. So all I can say is if you're really about it, get with the program, get with someone who knows, someone who's done it, someone that's approachable, get your questions answered. You know, you don't have to just sit in the background and wondering, you know, can I reach this person? Will they really help me? Do they have the tools? You know, what do I have to do? I'll be right there, step by step, working every step of the way with you. And again, it's called Tell Your Story, Live Your Story, Be Your Story. Now look, this is the beginning of 2019. Why not start your year off right? Start your year off strong by working on your story or becoming more comfortable being a better communicator. You know, I've said this many times. Forbes says 50% of the opportunities go to the best communicators. So if you are a good communicator, become a better communicator. And if you are not a good communicator, learn how to become an adequate communicator so that you can be positioned to get more opportunity in your life. Why would you not take the money if it's there waiting for you? I'm telling you what I know. You know, a lot of times people are going to come to you for the answers if you're a better communicator. They're going to expect you to know because you're a better communicator. And that's what it's all about. You'll come across more educated, more knowledgeable, hopefully approachable. And those people that will be approaching you, they look at you with a certain level of respect. So all I can say is you should start your year off right. Do it the way many others do it. Get yourself educated, invest in yourself, and learn how to do it. The registration is at the wordsmithspeakersalliance.com. Get registered. We're going to give you the swag bag with the audio program, some pens, and something to write on, a backpack, and it's worth your while. You know, like I said, I've been doing this for a while. If you have, okay, thanks for joining. Hey, what's going on, brother? If you have been to any of my events, you know that I don't hold back. I go all out. I share the information because I remember what it was like when I did not have the information. So why not treat people the way you want to be treated? It's not rocket science. We know how hard and how harsh things are today. Why not put yourself in an environment where you can relax, but yet still get what you want versus spending a ton of money, not getting all your answers, not being sure if you're going to be able to produce the thing, whatever it is you want to do, and you're still back at square one. You don't believe it? Ask some of my students. Ask Reverend Allison Daniels. Ask Dr. Deborah. Ask Bishop Sabatino. Ask Minister Mangum. Ask Sharon Parker. Ask Dominic Brightman. Ask Daryl Martin. I mean, look, hopefully, you know I've been doing this for a while and it's something that I can help you with. So I'm going to sign off. I'm not going to stay and belabor the moment. But if you're watching the replay and you have comments, please post your comments. I love to respond to your comments. I love to, find out what's going on inside your head. So we got the workshop on the 19th. That's Tell Your Story, Live Your Story, Be Your Story. On the 17th, we've got the new talk show, social media talk show, Change the Brain, Conversations Without Limitations. And I've got some more things which I can't say much about yet. So things are really starting off for us in 2019, really good, a good upsweep. We're excited about it. And we look forward to sharing some of those things with you. With that being said, we're going to sign off. Bam. Take care. And remember, radiate the brain, change the game. See you later.